Hello everyone, welcome back to the map of mathematics. In this video we are going to solve this nice algebra problem. Here we have n square minus 6 and its whole power 2 is equals to n plus 6, and we will solve this problem for the values of n. So the very first thing we are going to do is, here first I can rearrange this equation in the form of n square minus 6 and its whole square. We move this plus 6 in the left hand side and you get minus 6 is equals to n. After this step I can just make some substitution here in order to write this equation in simplest form, so that here I can just take y is equals to n squared minus 6, and when you can put y is equals to n square minus 6, then the given equation or this equation will be written in the form of, you can put here this value by y, then you get y squared minus 6 is equals to n. And now I can name this as equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2. And now in the next step I can just subtract the equation number 1 and 2, so that now I can subtract equation number 1 by equation number 2, so that I can first write the equation number 1. So the our equation number 1 is n square minus 6 and it will be written as n square minus 6 is equals to y, and the equation number 2 is y squared minus 6 is equals to n. And now because here I can subtract these two one, so that you can just change the signs, and here you see that this plus 6 and minus 6 are gone, and here you get n squared minus y squared is equals to, in the right hand side you have y minus n. And now we will simplify this equation in order to find the value of n. So that first you can focus in the left hand side, and here we can use here the nice square identity, and you know that if we have a squared minus b squared, it is equals to a minus b times of a plus b. So now we will apply here this nice identity in the left hand side of this equation, so that its left hand side will be written in the form of n minus y times of n plus y is equals to y minus n. And now in the next step I can just move all the terms in the right hand side to the left hand side, so that this nice equation will be rewritten in the form of n minus y times of n plus y. And when you move these two terms in the left hand side, then when you move this minus n in the left hand side you get plus n, and when you move this plus y in the left hand side you get minus y, and whole is equals to 0. And now you can focus on both of the terms, and you see that n minus y be the common term of both of the terms, so that now we can take common n minus y from these two terms, and you get n minus y times of n plus y, and here you remaining plus 1, because we can take common n minus 1, and whole is equals to 0. So that here we have two cases. The first case is we take n minus y is equals to 0, and the second case is we take n plus y plus 1 is equals to 0. So in the first case you get n is equals to y, and in the second case you get n is equals to minus y minus 1, so that I can name this as equation number 3 and this as equation number 4. And now in the next step I can solve these two equations one by one. And now first I can solve the equation number 3, so that here equation number 3 will becomes okay. So here you have n is equals to y. This is the equation number 3, and in the start of the question we will take y is equals to n square minus 6, so that we will back substitute the value of y here, so that you get n is equals to n squared minus 6. And now you can move this n in the right hand side and you get n squared minus n minus 6 is equals to 0. So this will becomes a nice quadratic equation. And now we will solve this quadratic equation by making the factors of this equation, so that here we need any two numbers, or here just I can break the middle term. So its middle term is minus n, and I can write this minus n as n squared. This is the minus n, we will write it as minus 3n plus 2n and minus 6 is equals to 0. And now in the next step you will take some common in the terms, and you get n times of n minus 3, and here you take common 2 and you get n minus 3 is equals to 0. So in the next step you will take common n minus 3 from both of the terms, and you get n plus 2 is equals to 0. And here you have again two cases. The first is we take n minus 3 is equal to 0, and the second is you take n plus 2 is equal to 0. So in the first case you get the value of n is equals to 3. Similarly in the second case you get the value of n is equals to minus 2. And now we will move towards the case number or equation number 4. So our equation number 4 is n is equals to minus y minus 1. So I can first write the equation number 4, so that our equation number 4 becomes, and our equation number 4 is n is equals to minus y minus 1. And here again you see that the value of n is equals to the value y is equals to n square minus 6, so that I can substitute the value of y here, so that you get the output in the form of n is equals to minus times of n square minus 6 minus 1. So now we multiply this minus sign on both of the terms, and you get minus n square plus 6 minus 1, and we move all the terms in the left hand side, and you get n squared plus n, and here you have 6 minus 1 is plus 5, and when we move in the left hand side you get minus 5 is equals to 0. So here I can use the nice quadratic formula in order to solve this nice equation, so that here you have a is equals to 1, b is equals to again 1, and c is equals to minus 5. And our quadratic formula is n is equals to minus b plus minus b square minus 4 times of a and c square root over 2 times of a. And now we put all the values of a, b and c in this nice formula, and you get n is equals to minus 1 plus minus 1 minus 4 times of a. C, the value of a is 1 and the value of c is minus 5, so it will becomes plus 20 and its whole square root over 2. So that this implies that n is equals to minus 1 plus minus 21 square root over 2. So these are the other two roots of the given equation, and this is our final answer. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos.